This couple wants to turn their empty attic into a master suite.
Our bedroom downstairs, we've nicknamed the Beirut bedroom.
But will setbacks turn their dreams into a nightmare?
Roy's gonna have a heart attack if he drives by and he sees there's no roof on our house.
It's all next on New Spaces. Meet Heidi and Roy Schoenig. They bought this 90-year-old house 5 years ago, knowing it was a fixer-upper.
We drove by, she saw the sign and pleaded for me to stop. And it was all downhill from there.
Yeah, we both fell in love at first sight. I fell in love with it, I guess, first, and poor Roy was along for the ride.
And what a ride it's been. The whole house has needed renovations. But the room Heidi and Roy are losing sleep over is their bedroom.
Our bedroom, we've nicknamed the Beirut bedroom. It's got plastered crumbling, wallpaper that's been stripped, the walls look horrible.
Right now, their attic is sitting empty. Heidi and Roy's idea? Turn this unfinished space into a spa-like master suite.
Roy and Heidi, this is a wonderfully historic home, but it's really raw right now.
Very.
Yes, that's for sure.
What do you want to come out of this particular space?
Basically, our intent is to create a very large master suite. And we know we have some design limitations. Because of the roof line, we're not going to be able to accommodate big armoires or big freestanding pieces of furniture.
Right. And the floors here, this looks like the original flooring, although it's not in great shape.
Not at all. We think this is a little bit beyond repair or beyond help. We hope to find a dark-colored hardwood that will run throughout.
Along with new flooring, Roy and Heidi are hoping there's enough space up here for another bathroom, too.
You have one bathroom now?
Correct.
Yes, so we're stepping on top of each other, arranging the alarms in the morning so somebody can get in the shower. And one sink, I'm trying to put mascara on from a 5-foot range, you know, while he's up there shaving.
The wish list for a new bathroom is long, and Heidi and Roy are hoping they can get it all.
Of course, we're concerned about space. The first thing we for sure want, is a giant tub.
Yeah.
And then we need a large shower, separate vanities, so we're not fighting over them like we are now with one small bathroom.
Now, you have a lot of plans up here, and you're creating a bit of a sanctuary for yourselves.
And we'd like to make it kind of like a spa-like atmosphere.
We've had so many dreams for what this space to become. Okay. We kept finding other little things that had to get fixed before we could address the space up here.
So you've been saving it.
Saving it.
Basically.
Like a diamond in the rough.
To make this diamond really shine, Roy and Heidi call on contractor Drew Broses. Before Drew can even think about working in the attic, he has to deal with a bizarre structural problem in the basement.
This is kind of where the structural problems start.
The root of all of our problems.
No pun intended. What's the tree?
This is the tree that's got to go. You can see at the bottom it is rotting.
So really nothing can happen in the master bedroom or so until this gets rectified.
No, because if we plumb and level your master bedroom and then come in with new steel, everything new that we've done will be thrown out of plumb and level. We'll lift the house, in essence, off of this beam, pull the beam out, and we'll bring in all new structural steel, bearing down to new footings that will be lower than the new basement floor that we're putting in. And then we can start all of the new framing on the master bedroom.
Once the house is bolstered, Drew plans to gut the entire attic. The master bedroom will be walled off. Openings will be cut in the knee walls to create large pull-out drawers for storage. A salvaged stained glass window will replace the old window, and a clawfoot tub will be installed in the bedroom. Double pedestal sinks and a large glass-enclosed shower will finish off the master bath.
If we put the clawfoot tub over where I've suggested, you'll actually be able to see right into this space, which is going to give you southern light in your bathtub area.
Oh, and it really will take advantage of this unique nook that I hate to cover up.
This is kind of a neat, nook that's carved out here, even though it's not really usable for me to walk into. Hey, you can fit.
It was made perfectly for Heidi height. My background in design and I'm a creative director in advertising, I think has really caused me to be very fine-tuned as far as my particular taste. Drew's been a great supporter of that.
And I basically agree with everything she says, design-wise, so I know better.
Coming up, the stress level rises,
That's definitely a little unnerving.
and a surprise sends Heidi over the edge.
We're going to put all this money into an addition. We certainly don't want the roof to end up in the bathtub.
That's next on New Spaces. Roy and Heidi want to turn the attic of this 90-year-old home into a master bedroom suite. Problem is, their house is being propped up by a tree. Literally.
Directly underneath the future master bedroom, there is a tree trunk. It's about an 80-year-old tree trunk.
The Shoniks have moved out, but before work can start in the attic, the entire house is lifted up and a new steel beam and footings are installed.
This is 11 feet right here.
Yeah, grab that post right there.
Hold on, let me get this set.
Once the house is set back into its foundation, Drew gives the green light to clear out the attic.
Now, what kind of things do you need to pay attention to as you're doing this demolition and trying to salvage some things?
Well, it depends on a project like this. There's not a lot of salvage. What we have to pay more attention to is the structure. And we know that we've got to do a lot of beefing up on the structure as it exists. We know we've got to mess with the roof a little bit. We've got to take care of the floor because we don't have clearance in the depth of the floor to get our plumbing in.
Well, I will get out of your way and let you get started.
While stripping the attic, Drew discovers a serious problem. The walls on the second floor are pushing out, which means, in addition to having the foundation repaired,
They deemed that the second floor did have to come off completely. So, which was a shock to us, of course, added to the budget, added to the timeline.
We're going to now take off the entire roof to fix out some structural problems. We're going to put all this money into an addition. We certainly don't want the roof to end up in the bathtub.
We've had a number of surprises, which in an older house is not unexpected. We're not dealing with an unlimited budget. Roy and Heidi have really stayed very, very focused on quality and the finished project.
as Roy and Heidi's $60,000 budget and 8-month schedule go through the roof itself is slowly but surely peeled back.
That's definitely a little unnerving watching the house come down around me, and I'm worried the whole thing's just gonna tumble into pieces. You'll see over here the knee walls were starting to push out about 15 degrees. So what we needed to do was straighten those out so the new roof on the house wouldn't push out. I think Roy's gonna have a heart attack if he drives by and he sees there's no roof on our house.
So, 1,
2,
3,
4, 5, 6.
It's going.
All right, I pushed the last wall down. Now we're ready to start putting some stuff up, so I'm excited.
3 weeks later, new floor joists are in, and the roof is well on its way.
That is the small one. Bob, I assume you want me to get it tied up against the gable wall?
The new roof will give the Shoniks 4 to 5 more feet in ceiling height. Heidi and Roy leave the building to Drew and focus on something more relaxing, a bathtub.
We're renovating a historic home, and we're working on a whole big master bathroom. We're looking for a tub that can sit out within the bedroom portion. You know, I have my heart set on some things, and hoping you can help us figure out the perfect tub.
Okay, well, I've got a couple things in mind for today, but I'm gonna go a little bit outside your box and show you something maybe a little more contemporary, and then we can move into something more in the traditional mode. This tub has got a lot of things that most of your standard tubs don't. It's got an effervescent system, which is a little different than a whirlpool, but it kind of makes you feel like you're in a bottle of champagne when you're sitting in it.
Oh, I would like to bathe in champagne.
Wouldn't we all?
Wouldn't we all? Another nice thing about this tub is that you can actually sit with this tub all the way to your neck.
Wow.
In most tubs, that water only goes up to about the chest. Now, in this
That'd be
one,
nice
it
for
goes
you.
all the way
Yeah.
up to the neck. So that's another nice thing. And Roy, if you want to twist the handle there for me, another nice thing about this tub is that you can do a ceiling-mounted filler for it. And then there's also an alumatherapy, which has lights that go on and off and
my
change
God.
color for you.
So depending what mood you're in, select the color.
That's right, that's right.
pretty neat, though. I guess in our mind, we probably were looking at something like a slipper tub or a clawfoot.
Maybe a little more traditional. But I
This
love
is
the jet
neat.
options too.
Okay, why don't we step over to this other display and let me show you something that may be more up your alley. What do you think of this and the bubbles?
Like the bubbles.
Like the bubbles.
Okay, so we like the bubbles, right?
Yep.
What if I could take those bubbles and put it into a tub like this?
Oh, that would be perfect. That's exactly what we
I'd
want
say
to
we
do.
would have, we'd have a winner then.
Okay,
Nice oval shape with little claw feet and maybe even the side mounted.
that's right. The
Fixture.
faucet can be
Perfect.
put anywhere you want.
Well, just need to touch base with the contractor, make sure it's something he can work with and it fits in the space.
That's a good idea. You should always check with your contractor. Why don't you go ahead and do that and give me a call. We'll get this on order for you.
Coming up, Heidi's at her breaking point.
I want my own house and no more of this living out of a basement and a box.
But can some glass from the past raise her spirits?
It's like sleeping in a little cathedral.
It's 3 months into the Shonix attic remodel, and their house is finally ready, willing, and stable. The bad news, they're behind schedule and their budget has doubled. The good news, the master bedroom and bathroom are finally framed and plumbing and electrical are in.
With the cathedral ceilings, the newfound storage space, the newfound square footage, everything basically grew. I think aesthetically from the outside of the house, the proportions of the house look better with it being a little bit taller than it was.
Today's the day for drywall, a major step in this renovation. Once it's up, the space will really start taking shape. The unique angles in this roof line are challenging, but the guys are careful to cut and fit every piece precisely. While the new bedroom suite is coming together, Heidi's trying not to fall apart. She and Roy have been living at her parents' house during construction, and, well, let's just say she's more than a little homesick.
It's been extremely difficult staying somewhere else.
Hey, Roy.
My dad has a wireless network set up that works for him, doesn't work for me. I'm having a lot of complications trying to get work done. And I can't even find half the stuff I need to find because everything's just in boxes.
I think they're all in the white boxes. I just can't find anything.
I want my own house, I want my own stuff, and no more of this living out of a basement and a box. I've had it.
I know Roy and Heidi are ready to move in and be done with the project, which is pretty standard for a project and has had the surprises that we've had in terms of the tree in the basement and the second floor rebuilding.
Today, wood flooring is going in.
The flooring material is Santos mahogany. It has, when you finish it, it has a very red sheen as opposed to some of the Brazilian cherries and the other materials that are out there that are very brown in color. We really want to go with the natural look, and the mahogany, of course, will darken as it ages.
Giving this space some color is next.
The color that Heidi picked is just really, really pretty.
It's very, very yellow. But no, I trust her design sense, so it's one of those areas I completely stay away from since she knows much better than I do, so.
You're a good husband, Roy.
I have no choice.
Once the walls are painted, the crew can focus on the details like fluted trim and beadboard that will give the space a period feel. On the other side of the wall, the master bathroom is getting a spa treatment with the installation of marble subway tiles and an earthy shower floor.
It's actually polished river stone. It's very therapeutic. It's an idea that has come from spas. River stone, particularly on the bottom of your feet, is very comforting. The faucets and the controllers, those are all polished chrome, and those match throughout the bathroom suite. The really cool fixture is the bathtub. It's a very unique bathtub that sits outside of the bathroom proper and set directly onto the floor.
Having the tub outside, I think, has some of our friends and neighbors a little uneasy, but I think it'll be so nice to have just a serene area to sit and relax.
9 months into the remodel, Heidi and Roy have moved back home. They're just waiting for the final piece in their project. Stained glass windows they salvaged from a local church.
Okay, so the windows are gonna go right here. I'm so excited to see them. I have been waiting since we even started thinking about this project.
Art glass specialist Thomas Pawelski and Janice Jakovic spent months restoring the 100-year-old windows.
Amazing how the color comes to life now that there's light coming through them. Looks like totally different colors. I thought there was purple and orange all over the place. Now it looks more like yellows and reds and blues. Roy is gonna be so excited. It is, it's like sleeping in a little cathedral now. These windows will really make the space even more grandiose and just bigger and more vaulted and open. I'm thrilled to death. Kid in a candy store. That's bright colored candy.
Coming up, a year-long labor of love is revealed. But was it worth the wait?
It was definitely trying and definitely stressful.
After a year of construction and some costly surprises, Heidi and Roy can finally get a good night's sleep.
It's definitely been a rough ride, but I think we're still on good terms with our contractor. Ultimately, upstairs really came out better than I ever thought.
Before, their dilapidated attic sat empty. $120,000 later, it's this deluxe master suite.
When I walk up there, I'm continually amazed. This is my room, and I get to sleep here. It's absolutely wonderful.
Now that it's over, it's like we can take a deep breath, stand back, and actually enjoy it.
The space came out great.
Well, you've got about 4 or 5 more feet in here.
One of the surprises of the second story having to come off allowed us to rebuild a little bit taller. So we're able to get the vaulted ceilings and just opens it up, gives us that nice airy feel.
I love the wainscoting theme has continued on through here, and your doggie has its own room.
She does.
Yes. Yeah, she has her own window and her own little bed there. It was an original nook in the house, this little corner, and I always liked it and wanted to take advantage of it. And we were able to salvage it through the project.
Now, the idea was to create some pull-out drawers here into the knee wall. What happened?
They're still coming. Just a little bit of a delay in the fabrication of them since they are custom. Behind the beadboard, the openings are already framed out. So all the builder has to do is cut the opening, drop the cabinet in place, trim it out. So it should be pretty quick and easy.
I love the mahogany floor.
Oh yeah, it really
Why
nice.
this style?
Well, we really wanted to warm up the space, so I didn't want too dark a wood or too light a wood, something that seemed traditional but just gave it a warm feeling.
And it goes well with all the trim and the molding around the windows and the doors. And speaking of windows,
We have a grand one.
the stained glass window looks great.
Thank you.
It's a wonderful focal point to the room.
Yeah, it was one of those great finds for us. We're very surprised by the colors.
Yeah, actually we thought it was all purples and browns, and then they had to take all the glass apart and individually wash it. And we put it up in the room was already yellow, and the window matched perfectly. Wow. We had no idea.
Just by cleaning it.
Just by cleaning it. It's amazing what a little cleaning will do.
You know, one of our other favorite elements, something we didn't have before, that we have now, is a closet.
Ah,
And Tim, this isn't just any closet. This is Heidi fits in walk-in closet.
walk-in closet. How great is that?
It's wonderful.
Something we didn't have before.
I haven't had this ever. When you add in the built-ins that we'll have soon too, we'll have plenty of storage.
But Heidi's favorite feature by far,
Voila!
Heidi, you have a spa.
In my bedroom. I know, this is awesome. So now I can sit in a whirlpool tub right here and enjoy my bubbles. But then on top of that, the big factor.
Oh, wow.
I can watch my favorite programs while soaking in my beautiful tub in my spa.
You can watch New Spaces. You can watch you on New Spaces.
I can,
Exactly.
I can.
Now, Heidi has this wonderful spa experience. What do you have?
Let me show you.
All right. Aha, very nice.
So this is my spa experience. We've got the double vanities, which, you know, we're not fighting any longer for mirror space.
We also have this great radiant floor heating system we put in. So it makes pre-programs the floor heat so that your feet are nice and toasty warm when you get up in the morning, coming out of the shower or standing in front of the sink.
I like that.
One of my favorite things is the River Rock floor. It feels great on the feet. It's not slippery. I think they call it reflexology, but I don't know what it's really called, but it feels great.
Feels great.
Yep.
Who cares?
Exactly. It's all that matters.
This renovation is amazing.
Yeah, this room came out absolutely incredible. Having a spa in my bedroom is the best thing in the world.
This job took a lot longer than you thought it
yes.
was going to take.
Sure did.
I mean, a lot longer.
Yes.
How did you cope with that?
Well, I mean, there were times that we wanted to kick and throw things, but in the end, we kind of realized that's not going to help or solve anything, so.
But you had to live somewhere else for 13 months.
My parents were great sports, and they put up with having Roy and I, as well as Panzer, around and underfoot for well over a year. So they're true saints in my book.
With construction behind them, Roy offers some hard-earned advice.
We were not ready for the surprises. And I think going into a major project, you have to be ready for almost anything.
While Roy and Heidi aren't jumping into another project anytime soon, they have no regrets.
Even with the surprises we had, my expectations have been exceeded. I'm incredibly happy.
Ultimately, at the end of the project, I guess it's probably like childbirth or something. You hopefully forget the past and you're just reveling in the present, and that's where we are right now. It was definitely worth it.